Hey guys, thanks for being here. Um, I know some of us are still trying to follow the Rudy case. It has been quite confusing. The more information that we receive, it's just it honestly it's just surprising. Sorry, I can hear myself. I don't want to hear myself. All right. So this will be brief. I'm just gonna show you some info. If you want to discuss it, we can do that. But I don't want to keep you here all night. That's why this live is happening earlier. Okay. So what you see on the screen here, this was the first time I saw this was on Navilas. I hope I said that right. Navilas True Crime. Um, his post said, or their post said, Mr. X and friends, along with Rudy's cousins and aunts, are having a press conference later today, which we will look at in a little bit, at Mom's house to demand the charges be brought against Mom Janie. So, what's happening now? Uh, I didn't know that Mr. X was from the New Black Panther Nation. I just learned that when I saw this. And Quanell X is the chairman. And as soon as I go live, my dog decides to go be loud and lick his butt. At least he does it in the crate, though. That's good. So, from what it looks like, Quanell X and the family are the only ones really fighting for Rudy at this point, because police in their press conference and their latest press conference, um, they said they weren't going to press any charges against Mom because the statement uh, that Rudy gave police is different from what Rudy told Mr. X. So we have two different stories. Rudy did not tell the police about any sexual abuse. Now, Mr. X doesn't actually say that he was abused by Mom, but he does say that Rudy just talks about playing dad because Mom asks him. Now, I don't know what that means. You can interpret it as you can at that point, because to me it's just unclear what that means, or maybe I'm just being naive about it. But either way, okay. So that's what's happening. They're demanding charges be brought up against the mom. They're really pushing for law enforcement. Next, we'll see. mm, this this one is from 35 minutes ago ish, maybe a little later. And this is just kind of like just a few bits of the press conference that happened today outside of Mom's home. The full thing is on Grizzly Hood's Facebook page. We can look at that, but I just want to play it here, just for some reference. I'll play it from here.
There are conflicting stories that Janie Santana, Rudy's mother, so far, she has not been charged for lying about her son's missing for 8 years. Houston police say that a missing persons report was made on March 7th, 2015, but Farias returned home the next day. Investigators say they made contact with Farias and his mother over the years, but they would always give police fake names and birth dates. So Fox 26's Matthew Seedorf has been reporting every new development.
So that's the thing with that. Allegedly, police have had contact with Mom and Rudy over the years, but they gave them fake names and fake birthdays. That's strange. Um, what were they doing that they were stopped by police officers so often? Were they pulled over for speeding, or what was the incident that police had to come in contact with these people? And if they gave you information like birthdays and whatever, did you not run it to confirm? Does this lady have like fake identities too? I don't know. That's a dumb question, but that's what it is.
Development all week long and is live in the newsroom with what we're learning right now. Matthew, what's the latest?
Well, Caroline, right now tonight, Rudy is staying with a family friend, not his mother. Again, though, so far no arrests have been made in this case, but some family members think that needs to change.
Rudy is a victim.
Calls for arrest Friday in a press conference outside the home of Rudy Farias' mother, where Rudy lived in secret after being reported missing 8 years ago.
I came here to let Rudy know we're not afraid to come to your house of horror.
Based on Rudy's interview, there were no reports of sexual abuse reported.
Houston police and activist Quanell X sharing conflicting messages about a conversation Rudy, Quanell, and an investigator had Wednesday regarding what happened those 8 years and a mysterious relationship between the now 25-year-old and his mother.
I interviewed him, and no, there was no. I'm trained to listen for probable cause. I'm trained to listen for statements that can help me get charges or move forward with a case. And no, there was no statements made during this investigation so far.
HPD, don't try me. Because I got it on record, what he said to me. But for the sake of the victim, I'll respect that young man's dignity, as my lawyers told me to. But if you try me with your lies again, I'll let everybody hear what that young man said.
He basically didn't.
To me, it's just amazing how this story has developed from, man found after being lost for 18 years, and then slowly we're unraveling all these layers. Think about an onion, all these layers of like secrets, and just to me, it's just this story doesn't even seem real sometimes when I'm listening to the updates, especially when you get on the Facebook groups and you hear or you're reading about life insurance policies now, and then maybe questions around the death of the brother and a motorcycle, and it's just, I don't know, like at this point I don't even know what to believe to be true anymore. But the cool thing is that this lady was always on social media, so kind of like peeling through all of that, you can see who this lady really is. But it's just crazy. Hi, Noel. How are you? Noel says that mother deserves to be in jail. In Arizona, she would be. And if they determined that she didn't do anything wrong, she would be released later on. Yeah, I agree with you. Now, the thing is, why did Rudy tell Mr. X everything that he did? But then when it came to law enforcement, he kind of like, he shut down and lied. Maybe not. I mean, there are so many entities now that are involved in this. The family you have family, Mr. X, the community, and then you have police department all kind of doing different things. So let me keep playing this.
Tell me verbally, but he looked at me in the eye and then he shed his tears and he cried with me and he cried about it.
Rudy's aunt, Pauline Sanchez, hugging Rudy Thursday for the first time since he went missing in 2015.
It was beautiful.
The two having some time to catch up.
I did mention Quanell. I said, what you told Quanell, was it the same? He said, yeah.
Houston police tweeting this Friday night saying this missing person investigation is active and ongoing. We ask that everyone respect the investigation process.
Whoop, I was muted. But anyway, sorry about that. Let me just keep playing it.
I cannot believe, and I refuse to believe, that there's not a single charge that they can come up with.
I have reached out to Rudy's mother for answers and any sort of comment. So far, I haven't heard back. Live in the newsroom tonight, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 26 News.
Okay, cut it.
Ray Magliozzi here. eBay Motors has the right parts.
So let me know what you guys think about that. I think it's this one. Hold on.
Is the beneficiary. According to the site, she collected more than $2,000 despite the fact that Rudy was, according to police, living. It all comes down to money. The website GoFundMe says Janie Santana profited from her son's alleged disappearance. In March 2015, when she reported Ruby missing, a GoFundMe campaign was set up with his mom as the beneficiary. According to the site, she collected more than $2,000 despite the fact that Rudy was, according to police, living with her the entire time. Following the police press conference yesterday, GoFundMe, they immediately closed down that campaign and permanently banned Rudy's mom from its site. But what about the money she pocketed? Can GoFundMe seize it? Can the people who donated it actually get it back? And oh, by the way, like, this wasn't just GoFundMe. We've got a private investigator joining us live in just a few minutes who says Rudy's mom was also raising money at a fundraiser that he attended. We're going to get to that. But first, I'm joined by Caitlin Becker. She is a senior reporter with DailyMail.com and the host of Daily Mail.
If anything, she's going to get charges for fraud. There's no way she's just going to get away with that and walk away and everybody turn the corner. This lady is going to go to jail. I think what it's going to come down to is Rudy going to press charges on his own mother? And he may not. He may not, because the mom, I believe, just has him so brainwashed. I mean, in my opinion, she's probably been abusing him mentally or physically for almost his entire life. And she knows how to get to him. She knows how to talk to him, right? She's in complete control of him. And again, she's panicking because everything around her is slowly breaking. You know, her house of lies is being torn down layer by layer. So the unfortunate thing is that Rudy now is in the middle of this. You know, Rudy is the victim. Yes, Larissa, it is sickening. And welcome. It is sickening. I'm sorry. Rudy is the victim again, and we just have to remember that. But I still believe that there's a lot of mystery surrounding this entire family and why the aunts didn't say anything before.
Crime on TikTok and a victim advocate for the project, Cold Case. She's been following this case very, very closely. Caitlin, thank you for being with us again tonight. Interesting now, we might have a motivation here, money. And again, it's not just the GoFundMe. There was apparently fundraisers that this woman was holding.
Isn't that always what these types of things come down to, Brian? It usually comes down to some sort of motivation that is financial. And in this case, you see that she profited a little more than $2,000 off.
Now, I want you to put something into perspective. Think about Kylie Rodney's fundraiser. Think about her GoFundMe. That was at $75,000. Okay? It is always about the money. I know a lot of people that discuss Kylie Rodney, they talk about the money too. And for a time there, I didn't want to think that, you know, the mother did anything for money. Would it be possible that something like this happened, was covered up, and some sort of somebody gained financially from this? You know, just something to think about. But don't they say just follow the money
off of this GoFundMe. But what I want to be very specific about is that the targeted goal for that GoFundMe was $75,000. So that was the intended goal of how much money they were looking to raise. And we do know that that money did go to Janie Santana, the money that was raised, that was only a little over $2,000. And the GoFundMe was set up by someone by the name of Yulisa Bravo. I have to guess that that's probably an alias. I don't know who that person is or if they're actually connected to Janie Santana in every way, but we do.
Larissa, I mean, if she did hold him and abuse him and do all this for the money, then where'd she hide him? Why did anyone search for him in the home? The thing was that he came back home 2 days after he ran away. Allegedly, the story is that he ran away, came back 2 days later, and then mom told him, you're going to go to jail because police have been using resources to find you. So if we bring you out to the public now, you're going to go to jail. Maybe I'll go to jail. She just manipulated him into believing that coming forward was a bad thing. He was seen around the neighborhood many times. The neighbors would see him, so he was around. That to me is going to be the most interesting part, to kind of just watch it unravel, figure out where he was and what he was doing like daily, because that's 8 years when he wasn't working or anything like that, I don't think. So that would be the interesting part.
Do know that Janie Santana uses aliases. She uses them on social media. She's used them throughout their life. There are court documents from her purported ex-husband who's called out several names that she's gone by. So I wouldn't be surprised to find out that Julissa Bravo isn't a real person at all. And I do think, to answer your earlier question, that there is certainly a case for fraud here. And if the police are looking for ways to go after Janie Santana because they don't know exactly which angle to go for, this could be a really good one.
Yeah, and if this is all true, I mean, this is just sick, because she was...
Hey, Crazy Purple Lady, how are you? Thank you for being here. I'm going to play the rest of this, and then afterwards I'll upload Grizzly's full interview where Mr. X speaks to the media and is not cut up by the news stations.
Using fake names. And there are also now, Caitlin, text messages that I saw today from the moms of other legit missing people. She was getting in touch with these other mothers through the internet and sort of like, oh, I've also got a missing son. How can we help each other? How can we raise money? Which just takes it to another level, because you think about these poor moms that were actually dealing with real cases. I want to move on, though, to the marriages, because there are a lot of them, and apparently she was married to multiple men at the same time. We've got a graphic I want to put up. We can kind of go through them here. Patrick Rocha, John Gonzalez, Roberto Lario, John Rodriguez, Sucre Diaz, and Gilbert Quiros. And apparently, this is all based on court filings, by the way. It's all public record. What do we make of all these marriages? The one ex-husband now saying that she's a bigamist. What have we learned on that front, Caitlin?
This lady, I'm telling you guys, it's like peeling an onion, and her house of lies is just crumbling down. That is, I don't even know what to say about that. And yeah, this is about the missing boy that was never missing. Yep, Rudy Farias. Hey, Dana, how are you? Thank you for being here. What? She was married that many times? That's court filing. Sorry, he did say that. Let me keep playing this.
So, Brian, Gilbert Quiros is the person who's kind of bringing all of this information to light. As you said, they're all in court documents. We have all of these court documents up on dailymail.com. So if you're interested, you can read them. And in it, he tries to get his marriage to her nullified because he says it's null and void. She was married to other people, and lists all of these men, some of them apparently legal marriages, some of them common law marriages. Gilbert and Janie got married by proxy, meaning they weren't even together in the same place when they got married because he was serving in the military at the time.
Wow.
So in these documents, he's accusing her of not being able to legally wed him, and he wants the whole thing nullified. So she then goes ahead and files a counterclaim accusing him of infidelity and wanting $25,000 for him. But something I want to point out in these court documents, Gilbert asks for a temporary restraining order against her and some permanent injunctions to stop her from anonymously calling him repeatedly in the middle of the night, contacting his work and saying
yeah, this lady's crazy. Legit, she's lost all the marbles. Married all those many times, hiding a kid. This lady just sounds like someone that is trying to not work and get money the easiest way possible. And if that means lying to everybody, including yourself, then so be it. Yeah. I have questions about the husband that supposedly took his life. Did he really do it, or did the psycho have someone do it with something to do with it? Well, he offed himself because there were 4 officers that were being charged with fraud. They were stating that they were in 2 places basically at the same time. One officer was witnessing um, a traffic stop, and then so when there's an officer that witnesses a traffic stop, then you have to testify at court, and when you do that, that's paid overtime. So these officers were basically taking advantage of the system, and he was one of the people that was doing that, allegedly. And after he gave his statement regarding the whole situation in traffic court, he went in his uniform. He was still in his uniform. He went to this car, his police car, in the parking lot, turned on his emergency lights, but then killed himself. Now, that's interesting and weird to me. I feel like there's more to the story. I've been doing a little bit of research on it. I'm trying to get like a little video together about it, but it's just insane to me. The amount of controversy and manipulation and death around this lady. I mean, I don't know, man. It's crazy. Hey, Jendo, how are you? Good to see you. You're welcome, Dana. All right, let me play the rest of this here. This again, these 2 news clips I'm giving you, they were just posted within the last hour, so it's the most recent stuff that I'm finding. Yeah.
Disparaging things. So it does seem like there might have been a harassment claim within this as well, which, based on everything we're learning about this woman, doesn't surprise me.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I think if you want to get some stories from local people and family, the best thing to do is go to Facebook and go to there's a discussion, the whole discussion page for Rudy, and also Grizzly Hood News. She is in real time. She's in Houston. She's trying to film as much as possible and let out information. So with that being said, I just wanted to give you that info. I'm going to hop off here. If you're in the replay crew, thank you for being here and watching, and let me know what you guys think. And my prayers are out to Rudy because the situation is just so messed up. It's just not. I don't even understand how humans are doing this to them. So to each other, especially mothers to their children. All right, y'all. You have a good weekend and be safe. And I will be uploading a video here shortly. So I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.